Vicente Guerrero, you say he was Indian and black. What's an Indian? What's an Indian? Let's get into that. Who are the Native Americans? Let's get into it. Because that's another thing we're going to touch on in the damn museum. Who in the hell were the real Aboriginal Americans? Y'all only think that it was the Mongoloid-looking natives that were the real Native Americans. And we have to understand the Aboriginal people here were also the Negroid people, which are us. There were black people looking just like, get off there. Black people looking just like us who were the Aboriginal people in the Americas. Many of us were not brought on slave ships. Let's keep this thing a buck. Only 6% of black people enslaved in Africa came to North America. I'm going to say it again. This has been documented facts. Only 6%. No. But most of us are from Africa. That's not true. Only 6% of the people enslaved in Africa were brought to North America. Most of them were brought to the Caribbean and South America, Central America, Brazil. Only 6% came to North America. This is documented. Let's talk truth. See, we're going to get this shit out here and just talk the truth. When many of the white explorers came here, they themselves said, hey, these are the same, they look like the same people from Africa. These look like the Ethiopians. There's a reason why they called them Indians. Why did they call them Indians? Because of the skin color. They were black just like the people in India. Just the hair was woolly. Understand history. A lot of us were already here, black-ass people sitting already up in here, and they just said, okay, we're going to take you from your tribe, and we're going to get your kids, and we're going to raise your kids up and have them thinking he's a Negro. What's a Negro? There's no real definition of what a Negro is. It's just somebody who's black. You understand? We better understand real history. That's why they would call them Blackfoot Indians. Look at them. Again, I lived in Alabama as a child. They had something called Tuscaloosa. Look at what Tuscaloosa means. You understand? That's why we're doing this movie, talking about the Black Seminoles and the Yamasee, man. The Yamasee Wars out there in the Carolinas, the Melungeons. We're going to talk about the real history of the Aboriginal. You got to get off there, man. Go in the house, Siri. What's up? You said our heritage is Israelite or Hebrew. Okay, but look, I'm saying that no, Siri, don't put that on there. You got to. No, it's up to you. Unconquered the Gullah Geechees here. Yeah, man, Walter Plecker, this dude reclassified. They went into those records and started to deliberately reclassify black Aboriginal people and started saying they're not Native American, they're all Negro. Plecker did that. A woman named Drake out there, Naomi Drake, did that in Louisiana. They would do the same thing. They would get the Aboriginal people and then reclassify them. You understand? Asir, get off that. Go down there in Louisiana where they got those Mardi Gras Indians. They got those black people dressed up in Indian attire. They're acknowledging their lineage. Remember, listen, a lot of the black Native Americans, listen, especially down in the ones who went to New Orleans, listen, let me give y'all some history. See, this is why the museum is important. When, go in the house. A lot of times when they were trying to put people from Native American tribes on reservations, they didn't want to go to no damn reservations. A lot of them didn't want to go because those reservations, the land was poor, the resources were poor, they were in poor areas. You couldn't really cultivate your crops like you needed to cultivate them. Yes, Tuscaloosa means black warrior. Yeah? Tuscaloosa means black warrior. You better understand who these natives were. Lucia woman. Yeah, they found the woman down there, one of the oldest fossils out here in the Americas that goes back thousands, I want to say even millions of years. They reconstructed it. It's a goddamn black woman. Yeah? But what was I saying? I'm telling you about the Native Americans. They were trying to send a lot of Native Americans to these reservations in Oklahoma, all in the West, and many of them did not want to go. So what they would do, they would just go blend in with black people. They would go live among black people. They're like other black people. Hell, they're like, we blend in, we look like them. They did that down in Mississippi. They did that down in New Orleans a lot. That's what the Mardi Gras Indians, that's the history of that. They would just go blend in with the rest of black society. Like, fuck a damn reservation. I go live with my brothers over here. But see, they always have us believing that we're some kind of outside other, that we don't have no claim to this land, like we're foreigners on our damn land. That's why I use the term foundational black American. Man, we've been here. This is our shit, dude. Yeah, that's why they're the Seminoles, right? And Seminoles, by definition, Seminoles means Cimarron. The word Seminole means runaway. The first use of the term Seminole came from down there in Central America. When Sir Francis Drake, was it Sir Francis Drake? It was one of those guys who was a pirate. I want to say it was Francis Drake. He was an English pirate. And he went down there to Central America where there were black Maroons who had ran from the Spanish, and they formed their own Maroon colonies with the other black Aboriginals who was living down there. It was like 3,000 of them. And they were trading with each other. The black Maroons down there were like, hey, look, white man from England, I know y'all battling Spain, and we're battling Spain too. We know where all the gold is. We don't give a fuck about no gold. Give us some of that steel that you got, some of them swords and them shields. We need the steel. We'll give you the gold because we don't need it. We ain't trading with nobody. Yeah? Give us the steel, we give you the gold. That's where that whole Pirates of the Caribbean thing came from. You notice if you look at the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, they always got black people on them boats with Jack Sparrow. Those were the black maroons that were down there in Central America working with the English. See, the pirates that they portray are English pirates. With that, all that Jack Sparrow, these are English pirates who were battling the Spanish. And the black people who were former Moors were going against the Spanish as well. So they were allied with the English. You understand? Real history.